I'm sure you guys know who Zohran Mamdani is by now. I've talked about him on the channel. He's been in the news a lot, but he is on the Democratic side, and he is running for mayor. There will be a vote in October or November that will decide who is going to be the next mayor of New York City. And everybody and their mom, in terms of legacy politicians, legacy business owners, they're hoping that it's not Zohran Mamdani, because this dude is not playing. He has a lot of socialist ideas, which I don't necessarily agree with. I don't believe that socialism is the answer for all of the problems that we have going on. But what I will say is, the more that he gets denigrated in the media by these legacy media outlets like Fox News, CNN, and then these billionaires come out and talk bad about him, these huge business owners come out and talk bad about him, that stuff does make me like him more. I'm not going to lie to you. Because at the end of the day, he's principled. He's not playing. He has one agenda, and he doesn't seem to be able to be swayed. And that's exactly what they hate. They want somebody that they can throw their money at, throw their weight at, and tell that person, hey, you're going to do what we said because we have money, we have influence. And if you want to continue your career, then you need to play nice with us. Zohran Mamdani seems not to have any care in the world for playing nice with these people, including Kevin OLeary, who tried to demand that Zohran Mamdani met with him. And Zohran said, no, I'm at my wedding in Uganda. And when I get back, I've already instructed my team that I don't want to meet with you. You are a regular citizen of New York. And if you have a complaint, you can write my office. You can come to a town hall. You will have an opportunity to speak, but it will not be one-on-one where you try to persuade me to do the things that you want me to do. And I love it. I love that. Somebody that's principled.
Moore is warning that Mamdani's radical agenda would send the city into economic freefall, driving out the wealthy, shrinking the tax base, pushing the middle class further into the red. It is already happening. We've been watching it. Businesses are in a holding pattern. They're waiting to see if a Marxist is going to be the next mayor here. Even Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, reportedly walked away from a face-to-face meeting unimpressed with Mamdani the commie.
Mamdani the commie. That was very clever. Anyway, Fox News or Fox Business has nothing good to say about Democrats. So when you come out and you're championing something that Democrats have said because they're opposing somebody that you don't like, I've got to say maybe that person is doing something right. Because if Fox is backing Hakeem Jeffries, saying even Hakeem Jeffries doesn't like him, and you don't like Hakeem Jeffries, it makes me think that you guys are in cahoots, that you guys are colluding against Zohran Mamdani. So that is not necessarily the dig that you think that it is. Once again, I don't agree with his policies, and we'll read them real quick. It says, freezing rent, put affordable housing under city control, free public buses, get ICE out of New York City, city-owned grocery stores, raise the minimum wage to $30 an hour, raise corporate millionaire tax rate, end cash bail, and defund the police. There are some things that he has in here that I can agree with, but for the most part, I don't think that this stuff is going to work. But when you tell me that Hakeem Jeffries and all of these Republicans all hate Zohran Mamdani, it makes me think that he's doing something good for the people. And that's why you don't like it. Because we know that people in power, people with money, they only want more money. So anything that's going to disrupt the status quo is a huge red flag for them. And that seems to be what Zohran Mamdani is in the eyes of Democrats and Republicans, especially people that have been in these positions for a long time. But let's go back. Let's finish checking out this clip.
The commie. But Mamdani isn't just a flash in the pan. He's a red flag, a warning of what happens when economic fantasies collide with reality and real people pay the price.
In the Biden years, at least, that was when it was last surveyed, Gen Z had more favorable attitudes to socialism than capitalism, which to me spells the right answer. You can bash Mamdani or the other side all we want. What we're missing is making a positive case for capitalism itself. And if we're being honest, that's something that even the GOP at times has now in recent years gone soft on.
And it's something that we...
Yep, I agree with Vivek Ramaswamy 100%. Instead of denigrating people that want to elect a socialist, the person that you're calling a communist, why don't you make the case for capitalism? Because people are losing. People can't afford homes. They have a bunch of student loan debt, a bunch of credit card debt. They can barely afford groceries. But you're telling them over and over, oh, capitalism is better. They said Elon Musk has $405 billion. He's on track to be the first trillionaire, the first recorded trillionaire that's in the public. Not talking about all of these rich families that control the rest of the world in the shadows. But he's reported to be the first trillionaire by 2027. While people can't afford food, can't afford to put diapers on their babies, can't afford health care. And then you want to turn around and tell them that capitalism is the best system for them. Don't vote for the socialist that's going to at least try to make your life better. Continue the status quo. For a lot of people, that's bullshit. And that's why I'm saying, even though I don't like his policies, I can see where people like him. He is likable for the fact that he's principled. He's not being swayed by people that want to come in and have meetings with him or are trying to bash him for his policies and try to get him to go another direction with their money, power, and influence. He's not going for it, and I like that.
Talk about a lot on the show. Capitalism versus socialism. What is at stake? This is a battle that's going to go on for decades to come. But Kevin, I want to come to you first because the concern here is that fringe progressives like AOC, squad-like members like this character Zohran Mamdani are spreading their tentacles. If all of a sudden he takes New York, and even if he can't implement his policies, but he's just, a flailing socialist and he's leading this city, that really sends a pretty strong message.
It does, and I'm a policy guy, and I have to disclose something. I'm here in New York for 2 days. I reached out to his people last night and again this morning. I asked for a face-to-face meeting while I was here. Obviously, he's not here. He's in Uganda right now. But I also got a message back saying no interest in meeting, which is, for me, at least his people said that. I don't know if it's got to his ear yet. I'm quite shocked. He should take as many meetings with people like me as he possibly can. I want to find out how much of his policies are rhetoric and how much are reality in case he becomes mayor. This is a very important city for me and all investors. I would think that he would want to listen at this point because I feel I have some very good advice for him, particularly on his policies around real estate and housing and development of technology and data centers and all of that in New York and New York City. But I was very disappointed. And I expect it's fine to blow me off. I don't think it's good for him. Not a good move, in my view. And I hope he hears this now.
I believe it was...
That is Mr. Wonderful, who you may know from Shark Tank. And of course, you don't think that it's a good idea for him to blow you off. You feel like your money gives you the opportunity to speak and your ideas are better than anybody else's. This is why, if you watch Shark Tank, you know that Mr. Wonderful doesn't seem to be very liked on the channel, on the show. People don't want to do deals with him in terms of the other panelists. People don't want to do deals with him in terms of the people that are coming up presenting. And you think because you have money, because you're doing real estate, that he needs to take a meeting with you so that you can fill his head with your agenda. And I like that he's saying, nah. No matter what it is that you do, your money is not going to buy my support. Maybe at some point there will be a time for him to meet with people that are big power players in the city. But what he's saying as of right now is we're not interested in meetings so that you can push your agenda, tell us what it is that you want out of this administration. We already have a policy. We already have plans that are going to go into motion if he wins. And you will, if you're in New York, you will bend the knee. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't like the policies. I like the guy. So we'll see what happens with Zohran Mamdani. But them continuing to denigrate him in media and in these legacy media formats is not a winning strategy for them, because they're resorting to name calling and bashing him, but not presenting a better way for the majority of people. The small pockets of people that are winning because of capitalism, it is what it is. I'm a capitalist. I like it, right? But most people don't. Most people just want to survive, and the current system is not allowing them to do that. They're being f***ed over at every single opportunity there is. Food, clothing, groceries, housing. And they don't even want to have kids because they can't afford it. That's not a way to live.